If groups and social settings makes you sweat, your heart race, or your mind go blank, these 7 tips is going to make you feel more calmer and confident starting today. Hello everybody. My name is Kiaundra Jackson, licensed therapist, and I want to break down 7 powerful tips that you can implement to make you feel more confident when you are in group and social settings. The first one is to prepare for small talk or conversation starters. Now, I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but there are some people who enjoy small talk, like, what's your favorite color? How's the weather? How was your weekend? And there's others who actually want to go deeper, and they will have conversations like, so what did you think about the performance today? What was your favorite part of today's lesson, depending on the social setting and where you're at? So it's always important to have a few go-to questions or comments ready, like in your back pocket, that you can use at any given time so you won't feel anxious or nervous or uncertain about what to say. Like I've already mentioned, you can talk about the weather, you can talk about how was their weekend, you can talk about things that are of interest to them depending on where you're at and what type of event you are at. And having a few of these prepared ahead of time is going to prevent you from freezing up when you are in a social situation, when you have to actually have a conversation with somebody and you don't know what to say initially. The second one is to focus on listening and not performing. I remember a while ago, I read a statistic that said only 2% of the United States population knows how to actively listen. 2%, 1, 2. That means 98% of us don't know how to listen, or we listen just to retain information and not necessarily to understand it. We listen to give a rebuttal and we listen to give a response, but not to really take in what the other person is saying. I want you to actually practice active listening and not trying to perform. So take the pressure off yourself. Listen to what they're saying and engage in what they're saying with great eye contact, hums, head nods. Those are all ways to show the other person that you are actively listening to them, and it takes the pressure off of you to have to figure out what you have to say next because you're so involved in listening to what they have to say. The third one is to practice using power poses ahead of time. So before you get to this event, I want you to practice your body language. How you present yourself matters. If you're hunched over and head down and you are just looking like you don't want to be approached or that you're not able to have a conversation, that's what your experience is going to be in this social setting and at this event. We want to try to shy away from that. So we want you to stand up tall, put your shoulders back, take some deep breaths and relax. Even if you feel nervous and anxious on the inside, you can still portray something differently on the outside with practice. Now, you're not trying to be fake, but you want to walk into the room and signal to the room that when you are there, you have a presence and that is open and willing to communicate with others. The fourth one is a more practical tool of arriving a little bit early. Please do not, if possible, attend the event late. Don't go late on purpose, or make sure you leave your home just in case there's some traffic or any type of mishap. If you have children or a spouse, something that could potentially distract you before you leave, make sure you buffer in some additional time. Getting there early lets you survey the land. You can figure out where you're going to park. You can go into the event a little bit early, see who's there, see where you want to sit, see what the environment is going to be like, and to prepare your heart, mind, and your body for what you're about to experience. And honestly, there is always a few other people who get there early just like you will. So that's an opportunity for you to meet someone one-on-one, maybe have a small conversation like we talked about earlier in regards to the conversation starters. And then that person can be your point of contact throughout the night. If you get anxious, you can always revert back to that person. And that leads me to the next point, which is anchor yourself with a safe person. This is why I put this one next, because the person that you might meet one-on-one when you go a little bit early is going to be the safe person for you. They're going to be someone that you've already had a conversation with. They're a friendly face, and you can always return to that person to make you feel more grounded or supported if you start to feel a little anxious. Now, obviously, you don't have to tell them, hey, you're my safe person tonight. I'm going to come back to you if I get anxious. You just know that internally. Now, the 6th tip is for you to set small social goals. Instead of setting these big, massive massive goals like I'm going to be at this event for 8 hours. Just start small and do what you can do. Just making the goal of going and talking to 1 or 2 people are goals. Making your goals achievable builds that confidence that we've been talking about this whole entire time. And it gives you the confidence to want to go out again the next time an opportunity arises. And last but not least, the 7th way for you to build confidence in group settings is to practice self-compassion afterward. Now, oftentimes when we go to events and we're anxious or we're nervous or we don't feel as confident, we replay scenarios over and over in our head when we leave. So I want you to skip the post-event overthinking that might try to creep up on you and remind yourself that you showed up and that's a win. Because perfection was never the goal, connection was, and you did that. So thank you so much for watching another video on my channel. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Be blessed.